Get up, you son of a bitch! Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What up? What up? You already know this is Punch on Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho, aka Café Bustelo, aka El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at this side of heaven. God bless you all. Man. Shout out to everybody, man. Oh, man, I was listening to the Bud Crawford recent interview with Pound for Pound. I believe that's the channel. And interesting. It actually justified what I've been saying. The only probably criticism of Terrence Bud Crawford, it justified it. Terrence Bud Crawford just justified what I've been saying all along. And the reason why I'm truly not a fan of the Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, because during the interview, the recent interview that he did have with Pound for Pound, he did something that only not makes him look bad, because it doesn't look bad in what he's saying, but it justifies that his resume is not top tier. I've been trying to tell the folks for a long time, the people that want to praise Terrence Bud Crawford, in which he's a 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed, can't take away the accomplishment what's on paper, can't take away from that. But then when people start comparing Terrence Bud Crawford to the likes of Floyd Mayweather, to the likes of Oscar De La Hoya, to the likes of Roberto Duran, and then we look at the resumes, and we look at Terrence Bud Crawford's resume, I always said that Terrence Bud Crawford still got things to do in the sport of boxing. I was a fan of Terrence Bud Crawford going to the 154-pound division and facing the best at 154-pound division, because I've always been saying for years that the 154-pound division is the most competitive division in the sport of boxing. Some of you may have disagreed, because maybe there wasn't high-profile names, but when it comes to skillfully and how that division has been for years, it's been one of the most competitive division, with guys that got the skills to pay the bills, right? We all saw how Terrence Bud Crawford did look versus Majumov, a guy that only had a 10-0 record, didn't beat nobody, wasn't an former world champion, things of that nature. We saw how Terrence Bud Crawford, the guy that's regarded pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can flip it around, perform versus Majumov. We've seen a lot of people in the 154-pound division struggle, overcome, look vulnerable. But almost every elite fighter in the 154-pound division or top 10 has had their vulnerability, because it's the most competitive division in the sport of boxing. Now, there's some people out there that didn't want to agree with me, because maybe you just don't like Jermell Charlo for whatever reason. And the reason why you probably don't like Jermell Charlo is because you don't like the PBC, because, of course, there's a smear campaign for years of hating the PBC and things of that nature. For whatever reason, I know this community very, very, very well. I think that's the only reason why they did hate Jermell Charlo, never gave Jermell Charlo the benefit of the doubt. Give me 1 second, folks. Because if Terrence Bud Crawford feels this, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, give me a second. Terrence Bud Crawford feels that Errol the True Spence is not a future Hall of Famer, that he's not a Hall of Famer. But if Errol Spence, who is Terrence Bud Crawford's best win, can we agree, ladies and gentlemen, that Errol Spence is Errol Spence's greatest victory, greatest opponent, greatest accomplishment? But we've been saying that since day one. As a matter of fact, the win is so big that people thought that after the Errol Spence victory, that they think that he could beat Canelo Alvarez and move 3 divisions up. That's how good Errol Spence is. That's how great of a win that Terrence Bud Crawford had with Errol the True Spence. Another pound-for-pound fighter in which people did have Errol Spence in their top 5 or in the mid pound-for-pound level. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's due probably to inactivity and stuff like that. But let's be real, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Errol Spence is Terrence Bud Crawford's best win, greatest victory, greatest moment, highlight moment. To the point is that when he beat Errol the True Spence from pillar to post, people got so in the clouds, so within their fantasies and imaginations. Also like turkey out shake. Oh my goodness, what did I just see right now? Terrence Bud Crawford beat the shit out of Errol Spence. I believe it. I believe that he could beat Canelo Alvarez and move not one, not two, but 3 divisions up to beat the great Canelo. Or I never seen something beautiful and great like that. Life and logic in the building. Yes. Bud is insulting himself, exposing his own resume. The type of, ladies and gentlemen, that's the primary criticism of Terrence Bud Crawford. His resume. Who do you beat in 135? Who you beat in 140 pound division? Let's be honest. He has the weakest 140 pound or 140 undisputed run, in my opinion, right? It's the weakest. This is why the Errol Spence actually stamped him as one of the greats. The Errol Spence victory stamped him as a dude that you actually can compare Bud Crawford with Floyd, Bud Crawford with Oscar, with the greats. After the Errol Spence victory, people was talking about Bud Crawford. What about if Bud Crawford would have fought Sugar Ray Leonard? What about Bud Crawford would have fought Roberto Duran? What about Bud Crawford would have fought Floyd Mayweather? Errol Spence has to be that great in this era that people saw in awe, was in awe of Bud Crawford being Errol the True Spence. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to be great, you got to do something great or be somebody great. To be special, you got to do something special or be somebody special. To be legendary, damn, at least give me one Hall of Fame fighter in your resume. Because if Terrence Bud Crawford is saying this, ladies and gentlemen, if Terrence Bud Crawford, hold on, let me get this thing out of the way. If Terrence Crawford is saying this,
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
So who did you beat? Who did you beat, Terrence Bud Crawford? If you are the great, if you're the great, and everybody's saying you're the great, he's compared to Floyd Mayweather, he's compared to Oscar De La Hoya, he's compared it to all these greats in the welterweight division and stuff like that. One of the greatest. There's people out there that saying, you know what I'm saying, he's top 10, he's top 15. If you ain't beat Errol, if Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer, then who did you beat that is in the Hall of Fame? Because at least Roberto Duran beat somebody in the Hall of Fame. At least Sugar Ray Leonard beat somebody in the Hall of Fame. At least Oscar De La Hoya beat a plethora of people in the Hall of Fame. At least Floyd Mayweather beat somebody in the Hall of Fame. At least Mike Tyson beat people in the Hall of Fame, and Sugar and Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. And come on, man. Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, God rest his soul. If Errol Spence ain't a Hall of Fame, your greatest victory, Bud Crawford, is Gamboa. And Gamboa moving 2 divisions up to fight you. Then what have you really done? Maybe your 4th division world champion, 2 division undisputed is smoking mirrors. And I know some of y'all don't. Y'all be hating it to Teofimo Lopez. As a matter of fact, Lomachenko is a Hall of Fame. T.O.B. a future Hall of Famer. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, if Errol Spence is not a Hall of Fame, then Bud Crawford has justified the primary criticism of his career, his Hall of Fame, his resume. And this is the reason why I said, damn, I want, stop with this retirement plan, you know what I'm saying, with the Canelo Alvarez. This is why I wasn't pushing the Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford. Because I do believe that he could enhance his legacy in the 154-pound division, because I felt that his resume was not good enough. Not good enough in terms of that he's not a Hall of Fame. I ain't say that. But I always said during my videos, my lives, I said that that Bud Crawford is third tier Hall of Fame. 3rd tier Hall of Fame resume. 1st tier accomplishments, but when it comes to resume, I said, I'm sorry, 3rd tier resume in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of fighters in the Hall of Fame, but that doesn't mean they're the first tier Hall of Fame. You understand what I'm trying to say? There is the likes of Roberto Durang, top tier Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Or Sugar Ray Leonard, top tier Hall of Fame. And then you probably got your Timothy Bradley Hall of Fame. Timothy Bradley Hall of Fame. Third tier. He's in downstairs, not up the stairs, not up the stairs, downstairs. If you understand what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying that if people are going to question, if it's already a question, because in all reality, think about this. Again, like I said in the beginning of the live, I said that many around the world, the pundits, the fan, the media, the independent media, the boxing content creators, the podcasters say that Errol the True Spence beating, Bud Crawford beating Errol the True Spence was, oh my God. Errol Spence has to be that great to the point that you think that Bud Crawford beats Errol Spence the way that he beat, and you're thinking that Bud Crawford could go to the 168-pound division and beat the face of boxing, the 4th division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, King Nello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nello, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the F out of here, man, that Errol Spence had to be damn great for you to think that Bud Crawford could go to the 168-pound division and compete and challenge Canelo Alvarez. You don't do that with a win versus Felix Diaz. You don't do that with a win versus Kell Brook. You don't do that with a win versus Amir Khan. You don't do that with a win versus Sean Porter. You don't do that with a win with who else? Gamboa. You don't do it with a win with Postal. You don't do it with a win with that. I told y'all, relax, humble thyself, humble. Great victory. I said, I always knew that Bud Crawford could beat Errol Spence. But if y'all believe that Bud Crawford, after the performance with Errol Spence, you believe that he could go up to face Canelo Alvarez, because that's the only reason y'all think that he could go up and face Canelo Alvarez. That's the only thing, that's the only win, the only moments, the only highlight that people got into their imagination. I mean, oh my God. I think Bud Crawford could do the impossible. I think that Bud Crawford could go up to the 168-pound division and beat Canelo Alvarez. I think that's a good fight. Bud Crawford has exposed himself, his resume, his accomplishments. The primary criticism of Terrence Bud Crawford is you got more to do in terms of resume. If he stayed in the 154-pound division, right, and not beat Madrimov to become a 4th division world champion, come on. Beat Jermel Charlo, beat Fundura now, right? You enhance your legacy. I even said, you know what? Damn. Lara retired Danny Garcia. Man, I could even see him going to the 160-pound division, right? And become a 5th division world champion and tying the likes of Floyd Mayweather. No. You guys want Canelo. You know that? You want Canelo. You know why? Because of the victory of Errol Spence. Even the victory over Errol Spence overshadowed the mediocrity of his performance versus Madrimov. Because y'all mother effers are still in the clouds. And y'all come over here to Punch Drunk Boxing and say, yo, Punch, you hating on the Canelo and the Bud Crawford fight. You a boxing guy. Why you hating? Why you hating on Bud? I ain't hating on Bud. I'm telling you what he just said in the interview, ladies and gentlemen.
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
And who did you beat, Bud? Who did you beat? 4th division world champion, 2nd division undisputed. Who did you beat? Did you have a Hall of Fame in your resume, Bud Crawford? Ladies and gentlemen, say it in the chat for me. Help a brother out. Does Bud Crawford got a Hall of Fame fighter in his resume? Does he? Does he got a Hall of Fame fighter in his resume? If he doesn't believe that Errol Spence, his highlight win, best win, I'm talking about the win that took him from here to the sky. From here to the unbelievables. From here to maybe Bud Crawford could beat Floyd Mayweather. That's what the victory versus Errol Spence did for him. That's what the victory of Errol Spence did for him. We are going to September 2025 of Bud Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez. Because a bunch of people, especially Turkey Out Shake with the money, aka Aladdin, thinks that Bud could beat Canelo. That's only because of the Errol Spence fight. But Errol Spence had to be somebody for you to think that just beating him gets you a Canelo Alvarez. He said it don't matter who he beat, his accomplishment alone puts him in the Hall of Fame. Who said Bud is not in the Hall of Fame motorsports? You think I'm saying that Bud is not in the Hall of Fame? I ain't saying that Bud is not in the Hall of Fame. What are you talking about? I'm tweaking punch. What are you talking about motorsports? What are you talking about? He's saying that Spence is not in the Hall of Fame. So if Spence is not in the Hall of Fame, then tell me every legendary fighter. Is Bud Crawford legendary, ladies and gentlemen? Let's put it this way. I want some feedback. People in the chat, please answer me. Is Bud Crawford a future Hall of Famer? Is Bud Crawford special? Is Bud Crawford Hall of Fame top tier? If Bud Crawford is all of that, because if he's all of that, you gotta be somebody that's all of that. You gotta be somebody that's all of that. If you're special, you gotta do something special. If you're special, you gotta be somebody special. If you're great, you gotta be doing something great. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Broner is a 4th Division World Champion as well. We ain't talking about his damn resume. Who did he beat? Mikey Garcia is a 4th Division World Champion as well. He said Bud has fought tough competition. Just because he destroyed all his contemporary doesn't mean his resume is trash. I never said that his resume is trash. Listen, motorsport. I never said that his resume is trash. I said that his resume is 3rd tier Hall of Fame. I didn't say it was trash. I'm saying that his resume is not of the Floyd Mayweather Hall of Fame, 1st tier Hall of Fame. Oscar de la Hoya, Roberto Duran. I always said that Bud Crawford's resume is 3rd tier. Don't compare Bud and Floyd Mayweather. They're not in the same level, bro. They're not in the same boat. They're not in the same car. They're not in the same room. Pause. Take out the baby oil. That's my pushback. Don't disrespect these guys' resume to a Bud Crawford if Errol Spence in Bud Crawford's assessment is not a future Hall of Fame. Because I'm going to show you a bunch of Hall of Fame on Floyd Mayweather's resume, my brother. I could show you a bunch of Hall of Fame. I could show you Manny Pacquiao. I could show you Canelo Alvarez. I could show you Miguel Cotto. I could show you Oscar de la Hoya. I could show you Shane Mosley. I could show you, baby. I could show you Floyd Mayweather's resume. Y'all want to play with that? Y'all want me to show you? I show you. Smash that like. Hold on. Wait a minute. Ugas that beat Manny Pacquiao. Danny Silva Garcia got a better run than Terrence Bud Crawford in the 140-pound division. Sean Porter, good win. Right? I mean, if we ask Bud Crawford who his best 3 wins, he'll probably say Gamboa. He'll probably say, well, what's the other guy from the UK? Spence, Sean, Mikey Garcia, 4th Division World Champion. Mikey Garcia beat Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas beat Saddam Ali. Saddam Ali beat Cotto. Can't downplay Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia beat Sergey Lipinets. When Sergey Lipinets was the quote unquote the how you say maybe the Madrimov or the Tim Tszyu. Everybody was up on Sergey Lipinets. He beat undefeated Robert Easter. He moved up to face Errol Spence. Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson got a good resume as well. Huh? He beat Kell Brook. Yeah, after Kell Brook got beaten up by Triple G. He beat Kell Brook, the same guy you beat. He said, Danny Garcia was depressed. Now you depressed, my brother. Danny Swift Garcia got a better run than Terrence Bud Crawford, 140-pound division, and everybody knows it. Danny Swift Garcia got a better resume, in my opinion, before the Errol Spence. Take out the Errol Spence win, and Danny Swift Garcia got a better resume, in my opinion, than Bud Crawford in terms of names. Yeah, he lost to Sean Porter. Could have gone either way. Keith Thurman, close fight. Keith Thurman got that. Outside of that, he beat Amir Khan. He beat Lucas Matisse, where Lucas Matisse was the guy. Y'all want to see what Danny Swift Garcia's resume looked like? Danny got a lot of names, buddy. Danny got a lot of names, and everybody knows that in the 140-pound division, he beat Lamont Peterson as well. I don't give a damn. I feel like it's a controversial. Everybody got some controversial in their resume. Thus, Bud Crawford versus Madrimov. Thus, Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G. Judah Morales. Huh? He beat Kendall Hawk too. Huh? All I'm saying is he just justified my argument. My only real criticism, and that's just fair criticism. My fair criticism, my constructive criticism of Terrence Bud Crawford has been that, yes, he's great, but hold on to the comparison of Bud and Leonard. Shut the F up about the comparison of Bud and Floyd. Shut the F up about the comparison of Bud and Oscar de la Hoya. Stop it. And now Bud justified that. Yes, Bud said that he's not a future Hall of Famer. So who is a future Hall of Famer in your resume, Bud? Because a bunch of legendary fighters at least got one in the modern day era. At least got one. Just like now, today, we say that belts don't matter and stuff like that, which I disagree because it takes away. I'm not trying to take away from Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford took away from himself. I just felt like Bud Crawford going to the 168-pound division is only due because of the Errol Spence performance. Let's be real, let's be honest. But if you're going to downplay Errol the True Spence, then guess what? This fight with Canelo Alvarez is just much and trashy of a mismatch, like I said, since day one. Because why the F do you think that Bud Crawford could face Canelo Alvarez? It's only one fight for him. One fight, one highlight, one moment. They got you believing. They got Turkey out shake, arguably the most powerful man in the sport of boxing, with the unlimited funds to say, oh my goodness. Did you see that performance versus Errol Spence, my people? Did you see that performance? Bud Crawford is, oh my God, I think he could do the impossible. Fight to 154, fight to 160. He will go up to the 168 and face the great Canelo Alvarez. I don't see nothing else for Bud Crawford. All of them is shit. It's only one man. It's only one man. Did you see how he turned the big fish into tuna fish on your L9 in your local supermarket? Water or oil? Did you see it? I used to think that Errol Spence was good. I used to think that Errol Spence was great. But if I think that, then Bud Crawford is the second coming of Jesus Christ. I told y'all to calm down. See, a lot of y'all was on La La Land too. I said, calm down, relax. No, punch, you hating. I said, just relax. No, punch, you hating. I said, just relax. relaxed with the Errol Spence. Everybody with a boxing eye knew that Bud Crawford had the skills to pay the bills and the skills and the footwork and the awkwardness and the unpredictability and the momentum to beat Errol Spence. Everybody with a boxing eye, whether you believe it was a great fight, 50, 55, 45, believed that Bud Crawford was a better skillful fighter, had better momentum, and he will figure out a Errol Spence better than the Errol Spence could figure out a Bud Crawford. I didn't even think I didn't even have to overthink what would happen in that fight with Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Why will Bud Crawford downplay this fight? Why will you see? And this is what it is. I understand now. And fighters, if you're looking on, if your cousin, your brother, your father, your sister, your trainer, your homeboys, your entourage looks at this little ass channel called Punch Run Boxing, right? If y'all listening right now, fighters, listen to me, bro. It's your fault that fans don't respect y'all. It's y'all fault. Y'all downplay y'all contemporary so much that when y'all beat them, they don't mean shit. Bud Crawford just downplayed Errol the True Spence so much that his victory over Errol the True Spence seems like just another Felix Diaz victory.
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now, no how. How? Almost like a disgust, Bud Crawford. No how. He's so probably competitive that people are saying, because see, Bud Crawford is thinking about it like this. If I'm Hall of Fame and I did all of this, how can you call him Hall of Fame? Damn, I beat him. And because when you call him Hall of Fame, then it don't matter what, we're in the same level. We go into the same house, going into the same room. You know what I'm saying? But if you say that I'm Hall of Fame and he's not all of Hall of Fame, then you know what I'm saying, I'm on another level. I'm in another stratosphere. I'm in a different house. I beat you. You're not in our house. You're not with us, Errol Spence. You're not with Floyd and us. You're not with Flo. You're not with my boys. Oscar De La Hoya. You're not with the likes of Roberto Duran. You're not with the likes of Manny Pacquiao. You're not with us, Errol Spence. And I think maybe that's the mindset when directly they ask him a question and he's like, nah. Probably still so competitive that he's not a Hall of Fame, but you're shooting yourself on the foot, Bud Crawford, because that's your greatest victory. That's your best win. If I was Bud Crawford, I'd be like, yeah, you're a Hall of Fame. And I build myself up. See, that's what's wrong with the fighters today. You're so in tune of shitting on your contemporaries that when you ish on your contemporaries, fans will ish on your contemporaries. If you call this other fighter of the GG Juice and all the derogatory name that you could think of, the fans get behind it and they're gonna look at him that way. If you say that Errol Spence is not a Hall of Fame, then the fans go, yeah, he's not a Hall of Fame. But then look at yourself. Then who the hell do you beat? You shot yourself in the foot. Savage in the building. Hope Canelo knock his ass out, bring him back down to earth. Hey, yo, Savage. We all been trying to bring this man down to earth. But people ain't want to listen to little old Punch Run Boxing. They say I'm a hater. He don't even think highly of Errol Spence. And look at the fight. I'm telling you, bro. He don't. Look, Bud Crawford do not think he could beat Canelo Alvarez. Bud Crawford do not think he could beat Canelo Alvarez. He know. Bud Crawford, his mind, he knows boxing. He's a smart guy. He don't even think he should be in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. Let's not forget what he said a couple of years ago. Let's not forget that. He ain't stupid now. Huh? When you get older, you get wiser. You don't get older and you don't get bold. When you get older, you start, you remember when you was younger? And you could fly out and you could jump and you could jump from this place to this spot. You got all the athleticism. You take the risk, right? When you older, you playing baseball, you go hurt head first, right? And slide to second base when you steal a base. The older you get, you start you give the leg slide. The older you get, that fucking just tag me in the ankle and stuff like that, right? The older you get, the smarter and wiser you get. The older you get, you don't take them type of risks. Turkey Out Shake has put so much money on the table for Bud Crawford to believe that he could go out there and be in Canelo Alvarez. That's like if you put $50 million in my face and say, punch drunk boxing, I'd have it a proper decision for you, my friend. Listen to me. I would give you $50 million to fight Tyson Fury. Man, I'll be like, man, shit, I'll whoop his ass. Hey, yo, Turk, I'll whip that motherfucker. Turk, that's what I'm talking. Hey, yo, Turk, you wouldn't going to be prepared? Turk, I'm going to whip Tyson Fury from pillar to post. I'm going to do what Deontay Wilder was dreaming of. I'm going to be, hell yeah, $50 million, hell yeah. That's Bud Crawford. Stop all that fake ass shit saying, no, Bud Crawford's there to be great. He ain't there to be great. He's just stupid, daring not to take the money. Come on now. Punch on boxing? Would? Ask me right now with no money on the table. Hey, yo, Punch, get in the ring with Alexander Usyk. Shit. God damn. Come on, Turk. Who do you fight? Alexander Usyk? Damn. Shit. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I haven't sparred in long. You know what I'm saying? All I've been doing is hitting the heavy bag. And would he come to Saudi Arabia and perform in front of the people? I would give you $60 million. Hell yeah, I'll beat that Ukraine. I'll beat him like if I was Russian. Yeah, Turkey, give me the damn money. I'll beat him like he was Russian. Give me the damn money. $60 million? Hell yeah, I'll beat Alexander Usyk. You crazy? What are you doing? Hell yeah. Motherfucker, people acting like Bud Crawford's daring to be great. Man, please, he ain't daring to be great. You dummies. He ain't daring to be great. He's daring not to be stupid, not to take the money. That's what he's doing. Nah, Punch, you hating. No, you're stupid. Nah, Punch, you hating. No, you're the dummy. We know what traditionally dare to be great looks like. So if Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer, he's not that caliber of fighter, while we're talking about Bud Crawford moving 3 division up and face Canelo Alvarez. Skipping 154 like it ain't shit. Skipping, well, he fought Majorov. You already know how that looked like. Skipping 160 like they ain't shit. Nigga, Bud Crawford can't even beat Caleb Plant. Bud Crawford can't even beat Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre will dog walk Terrence Bud Crawford at 168. Yeah. What happened? You hate the boo-boo so much? You want to be stupid? Bud Crawford know who boo-boo is. Ask Bud Crawford about Demetrius Andre. They come from the same class. Caleb Plant will dog walk Bud Crawford at 168. Yeah. Knock him out like he did Anthony Durrell. Benavidez, man, he's gonna eat from he'll fight David Benavidez will make Bud Crawford eat from a straw, literally. I ain't trying to say that he will make him eat from a straw. And Canelo Alvarez could do that as well. Fighters, you can't be, look, I understand they be trash talking with fighters and stuff like that, but the more that you downplay your contemporaries, the guy that you already fought, the guy that you about to fight, you know what I'm saying? Then you downplay your own legacy, you downplay your own resume, you downplay your own moment. Right? Bud Crawford did, and look, it happened to Bud Crawford as well. When Bud Crawford beat Sean Porter, what did this Sean Porter say? I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't train like that. My father, this, and then they had this building excuse in the end of the fight, which took away a little bit out of his victory against Sean Porter, right? And we felt, nah, that's just effed up. Come on, man. We can't say that. That wasn't fair. I'll be honest. That wasn't fair for Sean Porter to say he had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It takes away. It tells the fans that he wasn't there training like he would train for Keith, like he trained for Keith Thurman. It took away. That's why a lot of people don't even talk about that fight as much, because that excuse gave it away. And there was people that be like, you know what? And then Sean Porter retired. He was already thinking about retiring. Kenny Porter was basically saying and paraphrasing that he didn't put in the type of work that it was necessary for him to even compete at the highest level and really truly challenge himself to beat Bud Crawford. It took away. Now, Bud Crawford, you taken away from the victory you had with Errol Spence. Because in all actuality, Errol Spence is Bud Crawford's biggest victory. Right? Am I lying? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, do you believe that Errol Spence is Bud Crawford's biggest victory? Yes or no? Do you believe that? I'll add layers to that question. Do you believe that Errol Spence is Bud Crawford's best moment? Biggest highlight, best opponent, greatest achievement because of the opponent. See, nobody was clamming, nobody was like all hyped about Terrence Bud Crawford when he became undisputed at 140-pound division. Was it against the Lorman or something like that? Nobody was climbing over that 100, but the undisputed in the welterweight division versus Errol Spence, the best at welterweight. That undisputed was respectable, highly respectable, in which Bud Crawford just threw down the toilet. Life and Logic says yes. Truth always in the building says yes. I believe that Bud Crawford shot himself on the foot, shot his legacy on the foot, shot his resume on the foot. Because in the end of the day, if his resume was questioned before the Errol Spence fight, the Errol Spence fight was finally the Bud Crawford that many was giving him that pound for pound status, that was giving him that type of praise before the Errol Spence fight. And Bud Crawford used to fight for his resume. Used to be like, man, I beat this one, but I beat this one, but I beat this one. And everybody was like, good accomplishment, but your resume is who do you beat? People were saying Danny Silva Garcia got a better resume. Errol Spence got a better resume. Keith Thurman had a better resume. Manny Pacquiao had a resume. Yeah, you got the accomplishment, but your resume is the names. When you beat them, the times you beat them, who were they at the time? So if Bud Crawford in the same interview today, I believe that was today or yesterday, said that Kell Brook was already damaged. Yo, Bud Crawford tried to downplay Errol Spence's victory over Kell Brook. If you downplay Errol Spence's victory over Kell Brook, what makes your win over Kell Brook something worse? Because Errol Spence broke his other over the bone. I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen. I rest my case. Thank you, Bud. Thank you. Kelly Brown says Errol Spence is Bud's biggest victory.
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Almost like a discuss, right? Hell, not how? How? So when people say, when I don't give Bud Crawford pound for pound number one, I don't want nobody to come over here to punch on boxing and talk shit. Don't tell me I'm a hater. No, don't tell me I'm a hater. Don't tell me none of that. Don't tell me none of that. All right? Bud Crawford already confirmed what I've been saying. And it's not, I never said that Errol Spence is not going to be a Hall of Fame. See, I never said that. But he's downplaying, so I'm like, shit. Tip Bayless in the building. What's good, Tip? Hey, yo. Terrence Crawford just admitted he doesn't have a win worthy of even getting himself in the Hall of Fame. Hey, yo, Tip Bayless, what I've been saying since day one? All the hate that I get, all the pushback. Oh, you hate on Bud Crawford. I don't hate on Bud. All I ever said was he got third-tier Hall of Fame resume. Yo, Tip, I never even said that he's not, that he doesn't have a Hall of Fame resume. I said that he has a third tier Hall of Fame resume. He got first tier accomplishment, but third tier resume. He needed to do more work. And why not would I not ask him to do more work? Why not? You know why? Because I believe he could do more work. Because we seen even Floyd Mayweather at the age of 36 attain the Showtime deal, and he added to his legacy. Think about it. Let's go back to Floyd Mayweather when he got his Showtime deal, and let's see his opponents, and because it took him from here to wow. He was already a wow, but it took him to there. I thought that when Bud Crawford beat Errol the True Spence, I said, now it's time to really get those fights. No hate. Now you stamp yourself. When he said, now this is the Bud Crawford era, I said, shit, maybe it is. Maybe it could be. Maybe it could be. You know why? Because I saw that Canelo Alvarez didn't have enough opponents to keep enhancing his legacy. He only had David Benavidez to be real. And even David Benavidez, when I was telling the people, look, I want to see the fight. We all want to see the fight, but you can't really even shame Canelo Alvarez with David Benavidez because David Benavidez really doesn't even have a strap for Canelo Alvarez to even earn like that, right? But Crawford had a Jamel Charlo if you want it. He had, and look, I'll be real. Go check the live after the fight of Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. I did say that, you know what? I kept it consistent. I said, yo, Errol Spence reigned at welterweight division. He was a champion for a while. Because you got your first loss, that doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve a rematch. He earned a rematch. He did. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I think, but at 154, we all felt like maybe that fight could have been better. I still believe that Bud Crawford was going to whoop him, but that doesn't mean that because you have been on top for a while in the sport of boxing and you lose, you go into the back of the line. Nah, get yourself a rematch. I seen Mike Tyson get whooped by Holyfield and still get a rematch. I seen Lennox Lewis get knocked out by McCall, right? And still come back and get a victory. Oliver McCall. So I seen him in the sport in boxing history that you could get knocked out and come back and still win. We seen Anthony Joshua got beaten up from pillar to post by Andy Ruiz and still come back and beat Andy Ruiz. So I never really took out the Bud Crawford versus Errol the True Spence rematch out of the question. Damn, you don't got to spam like that. Damn, you desperate? Leave a super chat. Just for spamming, I can go read that shit. Just for spam. Kelly said, if Crawford hurt, drop, or beat Canelo, this dude is going to say it's the snack. You can't make this shit up. Oh, hell yeah. Steroids. Up his ass. Both buttocks. Hell yeah. Snackety snack. Yeah. It's only two reasons why Bud Crawford could be this confident of fighting Canelo Alvarez, because he never was. It's only two reasons. That money or the snack. It's only two reasons. It's self-explanatory, bro. It's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory, folks. This ain't even hate. We seen what Bud Crawford have said in the past when they came up with a potential fight with him and Canelo Alvarez. I'm in a 147-pound division. He's in 168, 175. I never see that fight from happening. Almost like he was in disgust how he was answering this question in this interview yesterday. Fight Sports Talk in the building. What's good, man? He said, already making excuses. That's crazy. Man, I ain't making excuses. I'm not making excuses. Eve Element Beats, I ain't making excuses. Your job is not to be affiliated with that guy. That's your job. Take away the assumptions. Take away the assumptions. Come on. If not, why you need them? That's gonna be, hey, this is boxing, my brother. This is the Wild Wild West, brother. If I want to look at a fight and say it's going to be fixed, I have the right to think that because we know that boxing is the most corrupted sport of all sports. I don't like to think like that, but I will be dumb to not think like that. If I say that Tank Davis and Lamar Roach is going to end in corruption, y'all going to argue with me? Lamar Roach and versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Yo, who you think is going to win, Punch? Is going to be corrupted. They're going to give it to Gervonta Tank Davis. You're going to say, oh, I'm hating on Lamar Roach? Come on, talk to me. Sean Porter saying that he was training for Canelo 3 years is cap. That's the nature of the beast. If we think that something is not going to go down in the sport of boxing, that means we're trying to mind ourselves. We're trying to take away the corruption just so we can just look at a fight. It's almost like when we look at the world. It's almost like how we look at the world, the society today, right? And then we just look at sport to take our mind off the corruption in society, take the politics, the crimes, the poverty, the hatred. All the bad things that happen in society. Sports is like our safe haven. Sports or a game is like our 2-3 hour time that we don't think about nothing else. You want to watch a game, you go to the ball for 3 hours and watch the game, and you erase everything that's going on outside. That's what sports have done for the better part of this country. When there's racism there, but you look at the baseball field and you bring the Jackie Robinson of the world, you bring the Roberto Clemente and stuff like that. Sports is the safe haven. When 9/11 happened, sports was the thing that bring us together in a positive way. That's what sports does. But when it comes to boxing as well, think about it. Even when the pandemic happened, it was WWE. And it was boxing. Shout out to Top Rank. And shout out to Shakur Stevenson for being the first boxer to fight during the pandemic. We needed that. There was nothing. There was nothing, no live, nothing. UFC, WWE, and boxing is the one that broke the barrier of we could come outside. We could still do something. We could still work. And shout out to all the essential workers, right? But when it comes to sports, we was also the spearhead. But we know boxing as this. We know boxing. We know boxing. So don't get mad if I say, oh, if Bud Crawford knocks out Canelo, and we all know that Canelo Alvarez has an iron chin. I don't care if you the number one Canelo Alvarez hater. You know, motherfucker got a Jay Leno chin, bruh. He got an iron chin. He got a Jay Leno chin, bruh. He got a beard. He arguably got the best chin in the 180 plus year sport of boxing. 100 Queensberry rules. You gonna tell me that this guy gonna come down from 147 and go and knock out Canelo Alvarez, make him stagger, make him do the stanky leg and stuff like that? Hell damn! And he's with Pablo Escobar of PEDs. Oh no, Punch. You're hating. You got to build an excuse. No, I'm not dumb. I like Juan Manuel Marquez. But you're telling me in the back of your mind, you're like, damn, you knocked out Manny Pacquiao like that. You fought him 4 times. And you knocked him cold like that? And before he knocked him out cold, he was knocking him down? Shit. And you working with who, Marquez? I. Yo soy estúpido también. Call me stupid, my friend. Call me stupid. No, Juan Manuel Marquez no tenía ego. No, he don't have no wheat in his buttocks. No. I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid. No, Savage. I ain't stupid. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, do you believe that Juan Manuel Marquez was on the juice versus Manny Pacquiao in the last fight? Let me see. Let me see. If you're gonna call me a hater, let me see. Okay, body transform. He was drinking his own pee-pee. He said Pac-Man cheated too. Hey, but that's what I'm saying. People, this is boxing. Because we see that everything goes. If you see a guy like that in the sport of boxing, everything goes. Yo, Punch, but you wasn't saying that when your boy Demetrius Andre was with Victor, with the Pablo Escobar PEDs. No, do you know who David Benavidez was? Huh? With Memo? Shit was even. Shit was even. Am I right? It was Pablo versus Memo. It was Victor Conte versus Memo. Demetrius Andre versus Benavidez. Conte versus Memo. There you go. So it's even. I ain't had no problem because it was even. That's level the playing field, in my opinion. Forget the drug testing. We don't know the drug test. You got somebody like Conte? Hey, you bringing Conte? I'm bringing Memo. I'm bringing Memo. I'm bringing Conte. Cool. That was baseball too. If people think that Barry Bonds, my favorite, what I believe is the greatest baseball player of all time. The greatest baseball player of all time, Barry Bonds. And Barry Bonds is looking at everybody. Oh, Sammy. Oh, Mark McGwire. Oh, I mean, shit. Everybody doing it. Shit, let's get it on. Hey, yo, pass me that damn cream. Rapstar Boxing Knowledge, the voice from UK London said, look, so many are with Snack like Bam Bam Shakur, many more. They all in keep the same energy. Yeah. Boxing is a wild, wild west. Boxing is a wild, wild west. So when I say that I believe that a fight is corrupted, is going to be fixed, yes, I believe that the way that Turkey Out Shake is out there flaunting all the money, paying Canelo Alvarez to fight William Skull. Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, I told you the other day, before the media ramped up, before the press release of William Skull versus Canelo Alvarez, because once the press released and all these media bloggers and media websites are writing about it, right? Before that, come on, I did a live over here. I was Googling William Skull, and what came out in Google was William Shakespeare Skull, bruh. Not even Google, who knew William Skull. Not even Google. Google knows me before they knew William Skull. Google knows me before they knew William Skull. Remember, I did the live and I checked his Twitter and he had 200 followers, bro. He had 201 followers. Now he got like what, 499? I came up after the press release. Everybody was trying to search William Skull. I'm dead ass. Canelo Alvarez ain't know William Skull. Nobody know who William Skull is. They try to interview his moms, and his mom said, William, ¿quién está? Did I give birth to William? I don't know. Yeah, you did give birth to. Oh, I did. Oh my God, he's like my fifth child. I don't remember. Tu sabes. I don't remember. I haven't seen him in a while. He's still está haciendo la pelea. He's still la pelea. He's still fighting. I don't know nothing. I haven't seen him. We had Thanksgiving, like 10 years. He don't come. I don't know. He live out there in Germany. Se fue de la casa y ya no lo encuentro. No tiene teléfono el tigre. Yo, the hardcore boxing fans, I'm talking about the hardcores of the hardcores, man, was desperately looking like, who the fuck is William Skull? Like, who is this guy? Yo, Bird Sugar from the grave couldn't tell you who William Skull was, bruh. Not even Bird Sugar, if he was alive, could tell you who William Skull was. You have Bird Sugar right now. Bird, who's William Skull? Errol. Oh, shit. William Skull. Shit. You got me on that one. Kelly Brown in the building. Kelly Brown. Carlos Cinco. Gracias. God bless you. God bless you with the first super chat of the day. If Timothy Bradley is first ballot Hall of Fame as 2 division, 1 division unified, Spence has to get in. I know I put it in the poll. Let me see the poll. Let me see the poll. Let me see the poll. Do y'all believe that Errol Spence is a Hall of Fame? Yes or no? Talk to me, folks. And I'm not showing the Sugar in the building. What's good, man? Do y'all believe that Errol Spence is a future Hall of Famer? Bud Crawford says no, which takes away from his own legacy.
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Mm-mm-mm. And it's not even the Cuban, the other Cuban, the fellow Cuban fighter know who's William Skull. Errol Spence knocked out a lot of head punch. He has a great Errol Spence got a look. I agree. Errol Spence had a resume. He was the best at 147 at the time that Bud Crawford fought him. Yeah, it's Bud Crawford downplaying it. As much, and put it this way, as much that people even question in the past Mikey Garcia fight. Mikey Garcia dared to be great. And all these fights indicates, that weight class is for a reason. Mikey Garcia was a knockout artist as well. But the way he was moving up, he didn't knock out Sergey Lipin yet, right? He didn't knock out Adrian Broner, right? Mikey Garcia had a decent resume for the 4th division world champion. I'm not going to say that it was, oh my God, but had a decent resume. That Robert Easter Jr. victory was good. When he came back down to 135, when he beat Sergey Lipin at 140, and Sergey Lipin had the same clout that a guy like Tim Tszyu had the same clout at 140. You remember when Sergey Lipin was the guy at 140, like the boogeyman at 140? Sergey Lipin had the same boogeyman clout, like Subriel Matias had it, like Tim Tszyu had it, right? Beating Sergey Lipin was good. At the time when Mike Garcia beat Sergey Lipin, it was this Errol Spence. They'd be like, oh, Leonard Bundle, just like how a lot of people give a lot of credit to the amateur circuit. Leonard Bundle was a great amateur fighter, right? And the only person that he lost to was Keith Thurman. He won a whole 12 rounds with Keith Thurman, and people was actually questioning. That's when people really started questioning the power of Keith Thurman. Y'all remember what Leonard Bundle and what did Earl Spence do to Leonard Bundle? Huh? Over here in New York City, Coney Island. What he do? Yeah, it may look bad. And people may not know Leonard Bundle, but at the time that Errol Spence, the way that he beat Leonard Bundle, because Keith Thurman didn't take him out. And this is why I said, so this here is just photo op. So Bud Crawford didn't think that when he captured this, he became that he would truly be a Hall of Fame fighter. If I was Bud Crawford, I would say, yeah, I believe that Errol Spence is a Hall of Fame fighter. And I don't think that bunch of people would have disagreed with him if he would have said it in the interview. I don't think that those two guys would have disagreed. I don't think that a lot of people would have disagreed if Bud Crawford would have said, I believe that Errol Spence is a Hall of Fame fighter. I think he'll get, even if he says, I think he'll get in. Yeah, I think he'll get in. You know what I'm saying? He said, like, no. Basically, hell no. Look at his face in disgust. Don't put me in the same sentence and Hall of Fame sentence as this guy.
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
You's a liar!
Hold on. Take this thing out. Hold on. The same way, and this is what I mean that people is not fair. I could understand why he may feel he's not a Hall of Fame. I could understand it. I don't have to agree with Bud Crawford. I could understand it. But then my heart is in the right place. See, I wanted Bud Crawford to do more. And people are gonna be like, yeah, but yo, Punch, he's going to fight Canelo. No, it's not about he's gonna fight Canelo. No, he's not doing it. That's just that right there is just taking away what I think that Bud Crawford can actually do to enhance his legacy. Canelo Alvarez is gonna beat the shit out of Bud Crawford, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be bad. And you know where it's gonna be bad? I dare Bud Crawford do what you think he's not going to do. Because you guys shamed Jermell Charlo's performance versus Canelo Alvarez. And every time I bring up Jermell Charlo, you guys, when I'm saying you guys, I'm not saying everybody. I'm talking about those that disagree. You guys say, but ain't Jermell Charlo. Bud Crawford got heart. Bud Crawford he gonna fight different versus Canelo. What different? You tell me how Bud Crawford gonna fight Canelo Alvarez, huh? You acting like Canelo Alvarez some type of chump, like he don't got speed or power, like he just stay there and like is a heavy bag, like he ain't the motherfucking man in the 168-pound division, like he don't got an iron chin, like he don't got power, like he ain't one of the greats. You guys be talking like Canelo Alvarez some heavy bag, just moving around and just there taking space. No. But Bud Crawford's he ain't going to do what no Jermell Charlo did. Jermell Charlo, he was there to win. So what you going to do? What Bud Crawford going to do? Go toe-to-toe? Go toe-to-toe con Canelo Alvarez. Que le va a romper la boquita Canelo Alvarez a Bud Crawford. DJ MFB in the building. What's good, brother? Canelo Alvarez going, man. Canelo Alvarez going, Bud Crawford going to sit on his punches. He going to hit Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez going to open his mouth, bite his glove. Keep on playing. Y'all keep on imagining shit. Bud Crawford is telling you, Bud Crawford is telling the people in another way, stop with your imagination. Stop. This ain't Peter Pan. Use your imagination, Peter. Use your imagination. And that's what Turkey Out Shake is telling you. That's what Turkey Out Shake is telling you, like the Lost Boys is telling Peter Pan. You can fly, Peter. Peter, you can fly. Just use your imagination, Peter. El Gordito, remember that El Gordito in the Captain Hook movie? Just use your imagination, Peter. Use your imagination, Peter. That's what Turkey Out Shake is telling y'all. And some of y'all know the real, but there's media folks that want the media credentials and stuff like that. No, that's going to be one of the biggest events in the sport of boxing, and they want their media credentials. They ain't gonna write. They ain't gonna say bullshit. Yeah, Turkey Out Shake. I think it's a good fight. Do you? Everybody in the room? Is everybody in the room agrees with the Turk? that Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is one of the greatest fights of this generation. And everybody like Dan Raphael, Mike Coppinger says, yeah. Yes. Do you believe it? Yes. Yeah. Everybody, you two, you want media credentials. Do you believe what I believe? Yes. Yes, Turk. And Punch Drunk ain't gonna tell you like that, Turk. Punch Drunk gonna tell you the truth, Turkey. Your imagination is effing up with you, Turk. That shit is a mismatch. Trash fight. Bad for boxing. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Death in the building said Crawford is a Hall of Fame, but you see Canelo. What do you mean? You're gonna tell me you making excuses if you think that if Bud Crawford knocks down or hurts Canelo, that he's on the snack. Well, damn right he's on the snack. All right? He's on the damn mother effing snack. That's the first thing that's gonna come in my mind. I don't know about y'all, but that's the first thing that will come into my mind. Pause. That he's on snack. And if you don't want me to think like that, then leave the Pablo Escobar PEDs and I probably won't think like that. Just seems kind of like fishy. They got Bud Crawford on ice. No tune-up for Canelo Alvarez? But Canelo Alvarez is fighting William Scott? And he's going to be seasoned? Shit. You paying Canelo all this money for William Scott? Just to bring that little IBF belt in the equation to fight? Oh, damn. Stella said, we are just niggas that speak Spanish to Mexicans. So don't see, I don't see, folks. I don't degrade myself like that. Like they said, we are just niggas. Like that's culture. That's culture. You look at yourself just like a nigga, like you ain't shit. We're just niggas that speak Spanish. What you call that? That's what's that word when you go through something and it stays in your mind or something like that? It affects you. Not toxic is damn. What's the word? What's the word? Not the self-victimhood. Everybody, we already know about the self-victimhood shit. What's the word? When you are, what's the word? Trauma. Thank you. That's the trauma. It's trauma. They're traumatized. Thank you. It's trauma. It's racial trauma that has passed down from generation. The mentality has been passed down from generation to generation, and they're not actually going through racism, but it's just been stories and stuff. It's been trauma. Better watch out. All the cops are racist. Every white man is racist. If they don't hold the door for you, it's racist. If a cab doesn't stop for you, it's racist. If you can't get a job, it's because of the white man is racist. The reason why you ain't getting money the way you getting money is because it's racist. The white man is keeping things from you. The white man is keeping things from you. Everybody's racist. Everybody racist. You're a nigger. You're a nigga. You're a nigga. You're a nigga. You're a nigga. And you think like that. And that's what it is. Traumatized. No, I never got, I don't get treated like that. That's your story, Stella. Stella Capone, maybe you're a girl, you use the girl emoji and stuff, or photo, stuff like that. No, I never been through that. No, not with the cop. To be honest, the only people that really, like the cops that actually disrespected me was Black and Latinos. No, I never been through that experience. And no, I never been through that experience. You know what I say? Put it this way: one of the last time I got when I got caught speeding, you know what I told the cop? Yeah, my fault. I apologize, my brother. Yeah, I did. You know what? We stopped you. Yeah, I was speeding. You know what the guy? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you the ultimate truth. The last time I got stopped for speeding, right? I got stopped for speeding, and I got stopped in 138th, going to the exit, the third exit number 3. Exit number 3 in the 87, right? And I know I was trying to get to where I needed to get, right? And it's 50 miles per hour. I was going a good 75, almost 80. I was. Cops pulled me over right there when I made the exit. You know, when we stopped you, I said, man, yeah, I was speeding. I gotta get I gotta get to this place and stuff like that. Right? And he goes, you know what the cop told me? He goes, I respect you. I said, I respect you because you respect me. You know, every time I stop somebody, they always give me a hard time. I respect you because right away you respected my job, you respected me, and you was honest about it. Where you heading to? So I'm heading to the hospital and stuff like that. What hospital? Lenox Hill. I'm going to the hospital, Lenox Hill. Yo, just stay safe. You know what I'm saying? I would give you a ticket, but stay safe out there. Try not to do it again. Wherever you at, just try to be there earlier. Stuff like that. We had a nice communication, my brother. Because you keep it real. I'm not this fake dude that be like, you get stopped by the cop. Why you stop me? Why you stop me? Huh? Like, yeah, man, you always trying to. When you act like a dumb idiot and you escalate the situation. If you got, you're not supposed to have tinted windows. I know I'm not supposed to have tinted windows. If I get stopped, damn it, I get stopped for having tinted windows. I'm not going to be arguing with the cop. Why you stopping me? I know why you stopping me. Sorry, I don't got that self-victimhood. No, I don't think that everybody everybody else other than black is hates black people, or I don't believe if I get stopped by the cop, they're all racist and out to get me. No, I don't think like that. Fucking weirdos, you self-victimhood. That shit is I'm gonna tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, that's the disease in our community, bro. The self-victimhood mentality, especially when you a man. A man, bro, in 2025, you still got a self-victimhood mentality? Oh, you done. You done. You a waste. Your brain is a waste. It's a waste. You got no cojones. You got no particular fortitude. You got no mental fortitude. Your woman look at you like you a piece of shit. They ain't gonna tell you around because they still need your dick. But they ain't gonna tell you around you still a piece of shit. Man, if you still have this self-victimhood in 2025, your woman is not going to tell you. Your woman just wanted a dick. But for real, they look at you like a weak mother effer. You no good, but a dick. That's it. Stella, if you give somebody a fruit basket in 145, they'll take it and eat it. And say thank you. Hey, yo, let me tell you like this. Hey, yo, Stella, you go to the 145, whether you on the east side or the west side, and you give a fruit basket to somebody in the street, they'll say thank you, and they will eat it. Shit, if you give me a fruit basket of bananas and watermelon, I'll say thank you. That's what I mean, folks. You see that shit? You give me a fruit basket, I'll be like, damn. Like grapes? Huh? I'll be like, damn. Thank you. Wow. Give me a fruit basket of watermelon, banana, grapes, all the food that you think that is racist. The grapes, the banana, and the watermelon. Give me that. Give me that, please. Give me that, please. Hey, yo, anybody. As a matter of fact, let's all try it with Stella. Go to 145th or go to the hood, and give somebody a fruit basket. Let's see how they're going to reply. They're going to be like, thank you. Matter of fact, go to 125th in Lexington and give out fruit baskets. Huh? 125th between 125th, 123rd in Lexington. How much you want to bet that everybody gonna love you? Man, as a matter of fact, they're gonna kiss you in the cheek. ¿Qué este tigre está hablando? Buenas rullía. And if it is a lady, look. Mira, Stella, if that's a picture, if that's you, Stella, you looking pretty, but your attitude is ugly. You looking pretty, la cara se ve bonita, ¿verdad, mi gente? La cara se ve bonita, she looking pretty, but this is how, this is how you get the women and stuff like that is no good, that they look probably pretty in the outside, but son fea, pathetic in the inside. He said, mira, buena rullía, tú eres una fea, tú eres una hedionda, mujer. Get the fuck out of here, como Canelo habla, dijo a Dimitri Andrei. Mira, hedionda, usted huele a pecado. It's smelling like fishy, okay? Huh? Get the hell out of here, tuna fish. You think a pretty face going, you think I'm going, oh, because you got a little pretty face? Mira, mujer, your pretty face. That is the same thing como Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields' attitude make her look ugly. But you know que no es que fea. Okay, she look like Antonio Choro big. But you understand what I'm trying to say? That you could be pretty, but your attitude makes you look but ugly. I ain't talking about the good. You know when people say you look but ugly, I ain't talking but there's pretty butts. I'm talking about them nasty butts. I'm talking about, you know, them girls that be having more back than butts. I'm Cuban. Shit, damn, Stella. At least you should stand up for why you ain't talking about William Skull? Huh? Tell me how good you Cuban. Tell me how good William Skull is, Stella. Jai said, "Yo, Punch is the mainstream now. He doesn't even look at up and comers. Bud sparring partner Lester Martinez is the goods. Bud taking Canelo serious. Cubans is Cubans. Yeah. Getting Cubans is black too. Cubans is Cubans. Dominicans is Dominicans. Puerto Ricans is Puerto Ricans. American is American. Irish is Irish. A Ukrainian is a Ukrainian. Why you always trying to put colors into it? Huh? Cubans is black too. No, cubano es cubano. Un africano, un africano. Un americano, un americano. Ya déjalo así. People like to put their identity and trying to shove their identity into people. Here, no, you're black. Black just came in the 60s, mujer. The word black came in the 60s. El tigre está hablando. If you're Ukraine, you white. Russian, you white. No, a Russian is a Russian. Ukraine is Ukraine. A Japanese is a Japanese. A Chinese is a Chinese. A Vietnamese is a Vietnamese. A Bosnian is a Bosnian. A Croatian is a Croatian. No, it's not saying you're Croatian, you're white. To strip the culture out of those people because they want to put their identity into people and shove it in there. No, you're black. You're Cuban, but you're black. No, you're Dominican. No, you're black. No, you're You're Puerto Rican. No, you're black. You're just black. You're black and white. Yeah, eso es lo que es nosotros. A piece of crayon que no tiene sentido, no tiene culture ni nada. I hate when people say that shit. I hate it when they're trying to shove their identity onto you because they don't have an identity. Because you call yourself a piece of crayon. Mira, mujer, tú eres cubana y ya. Usted una cubana. Pero no que está Estela. Estela don't got your groove back. You don't got your groove back. Estela, you are Cuban and that's it. All right? No, you're Cuban black. You are cubano. Tú eres una cubana como Celia Cruz. Ya sé. Be proud, coño. No, you want a lawyer? Do you want to be a crayon? Because if I tell you that you're black and you start speaking to me in Spanish, I'm going to tell you, but what are you? Right? Ah, Estela, háblame ahora, Estela, no te vayas. Estela, I'm talking to you. Estela, if I say, what are you? And you say black, but you start speaking Spanish, I'm going to say, but what are you? You're going to keep on saying, no, I'm black. No, but you speak Spanish, you got to be some. No, I'm black. No, I'm not. There's no such thing. We're just niggers that speak Spanish. Mira, no hace sentido eso. You hate yourself. Eso es lo que es. That's the truth of hating yourself. She'd rather not say Cuban, but she'd better, but we're just niggas that speak Spanish. There's no such thing as Honduran, as Dominicans and stuff like that. We're just niggas that speak Spanish. Look how you degrade yourself. Why would you degrade yourself like that? Yo, even there's a lot of Cuban people that doesn't like what's going on in their country, and they still, yo soy cubano. Mira, Ugas is proud to be a Cuban. Ugas not going around saying, yo soy negro. Yo soy negro. Pero tú eres, yo soy negro. Identity crisis. But this is what America does. This is what America does. Instead of saying cubana, she goes, I'm just a Spanish nigga that speaks Spanish. Me y eso, ¿por qué? Why? Why you degrade yourself that low? And let me say, like, it's rest in peace to your bro. But that doesn't mean that every cop is racist, man. Sorry for your loss. Rest in peace, for real. But that doesn't mean that every cop is racist. You can't put that on every cop. You can't put that on every cop. Grievance and hate, yes, of course, we've all been there. Something happens, and you feel like, yeah, you could feel like that for a moment, but in reality, for real, not every cop is racist. And I know that the media paints a certain way, but it's not like that. And Tio is not racist because I know Tio. If Tio was racist, I wouldn't affiliate myself with a person like that. And that's why I tell you, Tio says what he says because he's trying to entice a fight. And he's been saying it since day one. He's trying to entice a fight. That's the sport of boxing, Stella. Some people like it. In the end of the day, you're not supposed to like it. That's the intentions. People that identify with blacks is not supposed to like what Tio was saying. Thus, the fans will tell the black fighter to go out there and beat Tio up, in which eventually pushes the fight, get the fight together, and then he gets the fight. That's the nature of why he promotes that way. Now, he's not promoting that way because he's not getting the black fighters. He would have thought it would have got these guys in the ring. He wanted Bud Crawford. How to entice Bud Crawford when he truly doesn't want to fight me? How to entice Tank Davis if he truly doesn't want to fight me? I got to do the impossible. I got to shame him in some way that the fans are going to shame him. That's what it is. I wouldn't be affiliated with Teofimo Lopez if he was racist. Yo le doy una galleta yo mismo. What if cop saves your mom from being It's not and let me say it like this, and cops is the culture. Is the culture that these cops embodied. The first cop that ever pulled the gun on me was black. The first cop that ever gave me a bunch of tickets for no reason, gave me four tickets. 4 tickets. Like that. Me lo tiró a me because we was in the block and my peoples, I didn't even drink. The first time I took a drink was the age of 23 years old. I wasn't even drinking at the time. My peoples in the block and they all ran. I didn't run. ¿Pa qué? I don't even drink. And they left the bottle. And the cop gave me a ticket for each bottle that was there. You know, he was Dominican, bro. And his last name was Gomez, like me. Mira eso, tigre. I said, diablo, me. Matter of fact, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I came through the block and I was giving cars to my boys for the baby shower for my first son. I was giving the cars to my boy for the baby shower that I was having. The cops came, boom, everybody bounced. Then one of my boys said, yo, nah, that's not his. Yo, trust me, he does not drink. I didn't drink around that time, folks. Yo, he does not drink. That's not his. Diablo, mira, y eso. Good, lovely. Dark Mexican bloodline is the true indigenous Native Americans. Man, take the colors away and we just go with culture. Culture. Take the colors away and you just go with culture. In the end of the day, people got to understand that this is all made up. The hate, the separation, the divide is all made up. Why you believe everybody when you coming into this world saying the saying is divide and conquer. Everybody knows that phrase. From you, when you just, everybody knows that phrase. You cannot go in America without hearing that phrase, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Divide and conquer is the #1 business model in America. The more we're divided, the more that's the way they want it. So we have dumb, free, black, whites. We at this point supposed to be like, no, we're all Americans. That's it. The more we still stay with this black, white, Latino, like check box. I mean, I don't even check those boxes anymore. When I look at even things that say, are you black? Are you white? Are you Hispanic? Yes. Why you want to know? Who cares? In all reality, you know what they look at? Because I know people that work in human resources, right? And I know the real dark truth. I know I knew a person that was a counselor and stuff like that in college. I know the real damn truth. They don't go by your ethnicity. They want you to think that they go by your ethnicity. You know what they go by? Your address. They already know, they already have an indication who you may be or who you are based on your address. Not this, are you on the application, are you black, are you white, are you Indian or indigenous, are you Asian, are you this? They're not going by that. That's the lie. They're going by your address. They already know what they think, what type of person, what type of culture, what type of upbringing you do have. They can match your school. What high school did you go to? What high school did you go to? What's your address? How long you been living in that address? So if you've been living in Harlem, let's say, Wash Heights, Harlem, Brooklyn, and it says how long you been living in. Do you see that in applications? How long you been living here? How long you been in this job? How long? They want to know exactly what type of person, but like those are how long you been living in here? Oh, I've been living in this address since 1990. Okay. Oh, that's the type. All right, you ghetto. If you say I've been living in, let's say in Wooly Coochie, Georgia, or something like that, or in the suburbs out there, right? You live in Little Silver, New Jersey, but then you move to the city for 1 year. Oh no, you're from Little Silver. You're good. You don't live in Elizabeth, Jersey. You live in Little Silver. No colors in heaven. Facts. You really think that God on Judgment Day gonna be like,
I want all the whites on one side. I want all the blacks on the other. I want those who identify as Latinos on this side. I want all the Asians to move to the front. I want all who identifies with Indian to move to the back. Now make way. Now I will judge you all based on your color. If you from the ghetto and black step to the back, you're not coming in.
Like you really think. You, yo, you, you really think that? You really think that God is gonna come like that? That you gonna put all the colors in one, and you gonna tell the colors on what side? Really, folks?
I told you this day will come. This is Judgment Day. And the pearly gates will only be open to those who have the right color. If you was in an interracial relationship or your mom and dad was in an interracial relationship, that's on them. They failed you. It was supposed to be white on white, black on black, Latino, Indian, Asian and Asian. You was not supposed to mix. White people who mix with black, you're dumb. You're going to the back of the line.
Come on, man. Oh, got it like that, bruh. Got it like that.
Who here's love watermelon? Who here's loves banana? Who here eats grapes? Who here likes fried chicken? And if you do, you will not come into heaven. Those who eat salmon with bagel, raw salmon. Those who love their lettuce. Those who take showers with their hand and not a rag. Those who take a shower with a rag is no good.
You know, I know, but you know, I think more people, I know something about white people. White people like taking showers with their hands. Like they don't, you know, when white people find out you take a shower with a rag. I never took a shower with a rag. Oh shit! You must have a lot of dead skin then. But anyway, man, let's go back. Let's go back to
I can retire right now and be in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't.
You not think Spence will be in the Hall of Fame?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
Right now? No, how?
now. Whether or not you believe that Errol Spence is in the Hall of Fame or not, I think that Bud Crawford shouldn't even give that indication though. Bud Crawford should have never said that, because now people are really like, look, we're doing this live. As soon as and to be honest, I wasn't even gonna go this live this early. But now that when I saw the interview and he said that, I said, yo, why would you even say that? Because nothing has been in question with Bud Crawford, but the level of his resume compared to the other greats. That's the only thing that's been in question with Bud Crawford. The only thing. That's the only thing that's been in question with Bud Crawford. That's not his skills. It's not his power. It's not his speed. It's not his IQ. It's not the way that he's a man, how he is as a man. He's a wonderful father. The way that, you know what I'm saying, what we know of him, he's a wonderful father, a wonderful family man, a humble dude where he doesn't have a bunch of Ajra with a bunch of blames and stuff like that, and try to push all the cars in the house onto the people that's less fortunate. You know what I'm saying? He's highly professional. Nobody never questioned his professionalism to his craft. He's everything you want a fighter to be in terms of professional, how he goes by things, take it serious and stuff like that, right? Right? So the only thing that has been in question is the resume compared to the greats, compared to the guys that people want to compare him to. I'm not saying that he has a bad resume, and I'm not saying he doesn't have a Hall of Fame resume. What I'm saying is that when people compare his resume to the other greats, and I'm talking about when I'm after the Errol Spence fight, people comparing him to Floyd, people comparing him to Oscar De La Hoya. I was in Mill City that time, and I was debating if that Bud Crawford is better. They were saying that Bud Crawford is better than Oscar De La Hoya. I said, my man, come on, bro. Come on. Bud Crawford didn't even get the chance to face a Pernell Whitaker, Hector Camacho, Julio Cesar Chavez, Shane Mosley in his prime. And even though he lost some good fights, he never had to. I think that he beat Tito Trinidad. I still believe that Oscar De La Hoya got robbed with Tito Trinidad. Yes, he took the last couple rounds that he wasn't trying to go get him. But I want people to look. I want you to go see the championship rounds again. Go see the championship round again of Oscar De La Hoya. And what you compare running now, he didn't do what Shakur Stevenson did with Edo De Los Santos. And shout out to Shakur Stevenson. Y'all know I'm a fan of his skills and talent. Oscar De La Hoya didn't do what Shakur Stevenson did with Edo De Los Santos. Go see the championship round again, folks. See it again. Because people be like, oh no, Oscar De La Hoya ran from Tito Trinidad in the championship round. Go see what Shakur did with Edo De Los Santos, and go see what Oscar De La Hoya did in the championship round. Watch. He was sticking and jabbing. He was jabbing and sticking away and stuff like that. He wasn't blatantly running and stuff like that. He wasn't rigging down versus Casimero. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. Go watch it again. Trust me. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, damn, all these years, I really thought that he just ran. It wasn't really running. He just wasn't going for it like he was for the most of the fight up to the championship round. He was doing so good that it's probably his corner felt that he could take rounds off. That's how good he was doing versus Tito Trinidad. He didn't run, in my opinion. What people say was running now, Oscar De La Hoya didn't run. Go check that fight again. I thought that Oscar De La Hoya won that fight. So when people trying to compare, look at the resume of Oscar De La Hoya. My God, look at his resume. And they're going to compare it to Bud Crawford, but they're only comparing it to Bud Crawford because it's victory versus Errol the True Spence. So if he's going to be downplaying Errol the True Spence, then now resumes. I did a video yesterday, and I said that people respect resumes if they respect the person who has them or holds them, right? Right? And I did this video, and let me talk about it just a little bit today. And I want live reactions now, right? I want live reactions. Give me a second. I don't know if y'all could see it, but give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Damn, folks, I don't know how to zoom this thing. I don't know how to zoom it. I don't know how to zoom this thing, man. But anyway, let me see. No. Hey, turn the phone around. Put it that way. But I was talking about this, right? I did a video about this. And I said, you know, we always, people want to praise who they want to praise, right? And I said that one of the things about the American boxing fans that we're highly toxic and we don't appreciate anybody, right? A lot of people, and I said, you know what? Let me put this resume up. This is Demetrius Andre and Gervonta Tank Davis' resume right now. If this was Gervonta Tank Davis' resume, as we see right here on the screen, you can flip your phone up, but I know it's probably, I don't know how to zoom it in. If this was Gervonta Tank Davis' resume, you think that this boxing world will be saying, yo, Gervonta Tank Davis is the man. Yo, he's pound for pound. Yo, he's a Hall of Famer. Let's be real, let's be honest. If this was Gervonta Tank Davis' resume, are they Hall of Famers, pound for pound? First ballot Hall of Famers, pound for pound? If this was Demetrius Andre's resume in America, you know how we are in the YTBC, in the YouTube boxing community, in the Twitter community, in the IG community. You already know. You already know how we are in not giving fighters their credit. If this was Gervonta Tank Davis' resume, losing to Salido, losing to Devin Haney, and losing to Teofimo Lopez, well, we be saying that, yo, Gervonta Tank Davis is going to go to the Hall of Fame first ballot, man. He's one of the greatest, man. Yes or no? If he had this resume, if Gervonta Tank Davis had this resume, you know how our community is, and he would have lost to Salido, he got beaten by Devin Haney, and got beaten by Teofimo Lopez, where Gervonta Tank Davis will be highly respected, and everybody be saying that he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Look at the resume. Flip your phone around if you can't zoom it in. Look at the resume that's there. Look at Demetrius Andre's resume. Is Demetrius Andre and his resume that he got right here an all-time middleweight, one of the best middleweights that ever lived, that we could go and compare him to the likes of Hagler? Are they greats? All-time great. Generational talent. Huh, folks? I want to know. Because I know who the guy that holds these resumes, oh man, the American boxing fans, I mean, the boxing fans all over the world, they love them. In the chat, if this was Gervonta Tank Davis' resume, will he be mentioned as a first ballot Hall of Fame, one of the great of this generation, and things of that nature? Yes or no? Let's be honest. Will this community be like, yo, he the man, bro? He just knocked out George Cambosa, bro. He got beaten by Devin, beaten by Tio, beaten by Salido. Nah, he great, bro. He's going to the Hall of Fame, bro. Life Elijah said, that's not Andre's resume, Punch. Hey, all I'm saying is, give me a sec. In this community as we know it, Life and Logic, stay with me here. Life and Logic, look at the resumes of Gervonta Tank Davis and Demetrius Andre. If Demetrius Andre, with this resume, will he be considered in the same sentence with Hagler? Will he be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Would Gervonta Tank Davis be a first ballot Hall of Fame and be praised by everybody that at one point before the Teofimo Lopez fight, Gervonta Tank Davis was considered as the pound for pound one in the sport of boxing? High tech Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, in this community, as we know it, as much of a cesspool it is, and as much that we don't give nobody credit, especially American fighters, will this put Gervonta Tank Davis as the pound for pound, looked at as a pound for pound number one before the Teofimo Lopez fight, and first ballot Hall of Famer? Yes or no? You know damn well in this community, Gervonta Tank Davis will be getting flamed just for losing to Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Right? I haven't done that yet. This is, you know what? And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do one video like this. It's gonna call Trading Resumes. I just want to know what's the nature of the hate of certain fighters. If Gervonta Tank Davis had Lomachenko's resume, Demetrius Andre had Triple G's, but I just want you to look at the picture. This is the resume right now. Play along with us right now. Come on, pause. Play along with what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to humble this community. You know and I know that this resume that Demetrius Andre has, people would not consider him as one of the greatest middleweights that ever lived. You know that. They will say that Demetrius Andre's best win is Shane Mosley Jr.'s and John Ryder's best win in Daniel Jacobs. Am I right or wrong? Let me know. Gervonta Tank Davis' best win will be, who will be? Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux moving 2 divisions up to face Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis, as we all know, always get criticized for bringing people up. Leo Santa Cruz, Hector Luis Garcia, Lamont Roach. Right? Right? So right now, Gervonta Tank Davis' best win is Rigondeaux. He lost to Devin, he lost to Tio, and he lost to Salido. No. Let's talk. No, forget about. There's no such thing as another Tank resume, Lou. This is Tank's resume right now. Now tell me, is he a pound for pound great, pound for pound number one before fighting Teofimo Lopez? I'm gonna be first ballot Hall of Famer. Is that what this? Let's talk for real. Is this, you think that this community was going to say that Gervonta Tank Davis is pound for pound number one? Is going to be the first ballot Hall of Famer? Gervonta Tank Davis is 18-3. 18-3. Let's be real. Come on, y'all. Don't move away from what I'm saying. He's 18-3 with 12 knockouts. Lost to Salido, lost to Teofimo, lost to Devin, and been dropped by Linares. Will he be praised? Will he consider himself as a Hall of Fame? Savage said, yo, that's crazy, right? Hey, yo, Savage, well, people, yo, Savage, you know this community just like I know this community. Would Gervonta Tank Davis be considered as a first ballot Hall of Famer? Let's be real. He would, thank you. He will be shitting on, oh my goodness, losing to Haney and Tio. Just that. Way that he would be getting shit on. Losing to a guy that lost 10 times in Salido. Getting dropped by Linares. Will Gervonta Tank Davis be a first ballot Hall of Famer and considered pound for pound number one and his best win, Gervonta Tank Davis' best win, Is Rigondeaux coming up 2 division up? We all know that, that people don't like when Gervonta Tank Davis be bringing up opponents. Again, Leo Santa Cruz and the stuff of the world. So his best win, Gervonta Tank Davis' best win in this resume is Rigondeaux. Now look at Demetrius Andre's resume. Is Demetrius Andre in the same sentence as Hagler? One of the greatest. Look at Demetrius Andre, one of the greatest middleweights to ever grace the square circle. And the highlight of Demetrius Andre, is a controversial draw with Canelo Alvarez that he ain't even beat. Demetrius Andre never beat Canelo Alvarez. He never beat him. You could think that he beat him, but he never beat him. Demetrius Andre's best win is Daniel Jacobs. Right? Who's Demetrius Andre's best win in this resume? Shane Mosley Jr.'s best win. John Ryder's best win. Lou said trash resume. Damn. Lou Boogie said that Demetrius Andre right here got a trash resume. Look at Demetrius Andre's resume, folks. Look at it right now. Look at his resume. Lou Boogie said trash resume. He fought Murata. Nobody knew Murata. Paper champion. Sergey Derevchenko. People thought that he probably lost to Sergey Derevchenko. He beat Steve Rose. He lost to Canelo Alvarez. He lost to Canelo Alvarez the 3rd time. He beat Kell Brook. Kell Brook was coming 2 division up. You know that people don't like when they bring people 2 division up. Willie Monroe. He knocked out Willie Monroe. He knocked out Daniel Marco Antonio Rubio. Is Demetrius Andre one of the greatest middleweights in the history of the sport of boxing? Nah, that's not in the resume. He didn't get beaten up by David Benavidez. Hey, yo, fellas, stick to the resume on the screen. Stick to the resume on the screen. I don't see David Benavidez on Demetrius Andre's resume. Is Demetrius Andre a pound-for-pound fighter? Remember, Demetrius Andre had a draw with Canelo Alvarez. He lost to Canelo Alvarez, and in the Ring magazine was kept on the pound-for-pound list. Demetrius Andre was kept on the pound-for-pound list. Which I think, folks, is Demetrius Andre and Gervonta Tank Davis going into the Hall of Fame? Yes or no? Is Demetrius Andre and Gervonta Tank Davis going into the Hall of Fame with their resume? With the current resume that we see on the screen? I'm going to ask you again. Would you put Demetrius Andre and Gervonta Tank Davis on your pound-for-pound list? Is they going to go into the first ballot Hall of Fame? Yes or no? Lou said the only good win on Tank's resume is Gary Russell. No Hall of Fame here. Look at that, folks. Lou said the only good win in Tank's resume is Gary Russell Jr. No Hall of Fame here. He's not going. Lou, he's not going to the Hall of Fame. Ernesto said Boo Boo needed a vacation after he didn't lose to David Benavidez, my brother. Ernesto, look at the screen. Look at his resume. He never fought David Benavidez. He fought Canelo Alvarez and lost to Canelo Alvarez twice. Said Tank will be going into the Hall of Fame. And his best win is what? So his best win, what is best win? Gervonta Tank Davis, Gary Russell, Linares, or Rigondeaux coming up to divisional. What in Gervonta Tank Davis' resume? Who's his best win? Am I proving the point though, right? Def, am I proving my point? I'm proving my point right here. We pick and choose who we feel is great. We put a picture on it. You put a Demise Andre, you put a Gervonta Tank Davis. Now you really think about it like, he ain't that great. Tank ain't that great. Even Tank only beating Gary Russell Jr. Ringing down, that shit don't make you great shit. Russell in his prime, but let's not forget, Russell was never a champion at that time either. He beat Gary Russell in his third fight after losing. Damn, Gervonta Tank Davis he always had how you say it, the politics working for him. He said people getting confused. People shouldn't get confused, right? Life and logic. They couldn't get life logic. They got to use their logic. People just don't want to say the truth. She said Rig is a Cuban. Show respect. Shout out. That's why I said Gervonta Tank Davis' best win is Rigondeaux. We're showing Rigondeaux respect, Stella. We're showing Rigondeaux respect. Rigondeaux is the best win for Gervonta Tank Davis in this resume. Is he going into the Hall of Fame? And Rigondeaux was moving 2 division up. So yeah, I think people understand my point, and this is what I'm trying to say. People understand the point. I think people understand the point. Ain't nothing better than a Cuban sandwich, man. I haven't had a Cuban sandwich in a long time. So I don't eat pork. But damn. You remember the movie Ghost? When they be like, all I need is one drag. Just one drag. Who are you? Why are you hounding me? Who sent you? Who sent you? Remember? You remember? That's what I think when I look at pork. When I look at pork, you know what I'm saying? Carne de cerdo. Cuban sandwiches. I said, man, all I need is one drag. Just one drag. Who are you? Why are you hounding me? Who sent you? Yeah, Cuban sandwich, one of the best. Hell yeah. When it comes to, man, the black beans and the rice with the pork chops. Cubans with the Cuban sandwiches. Would you rather have a Cuban sandwich or a burrito? And the pernil también. Yup. Matter of fact, let me tell you the truth. I learned how to cook. Like me, I learned how to myself cook. When I'm on my own, I truly learn how to cook. Watching Maria, she has a Cuban channel. I don't know if she's still there. And to be honest, I cook. I'm a Dominican. I mean, our food is the same, but the recipe, I cook it more like a Cuban. I like the pollo guisado, the Dominican pollo guisado. The pork chops, the black beans, the Cubans. The sandwich, the Cubans. The potato salad, Dominicans. Puerto Rican almost the same way as well. Puerto Rican, I like Puerto Rican, but I think that the Dominicans and the Cubans add more to a lot of stuff. In my opinion, they add more. Like I got so many Puerto Rican friends, and I've been to their Thanksgivings. I've been to their parties. They don't throw in onions. They don't throw a lot of onions. I know a lot of Puerto Ricans that don't like onions, and for me, I'm an onion guy. Wouldn't seafood be more appropriate for cuisine in Dominican Republic? Yeah, I mean, I think everybody likes their seafood because it's Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? People like their shrimps. People like their, we make mofongo with everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, anything that's Caribbean, of course, is sea. You know what I'm saying? I'm allergic to a couple seafood things, and I don't eat a lot of seafood. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes too much sazon too. Yeah. We got the best drugs though. Dominicans say Ricans can't cook; they cook with powder. That's what I'm saying. That I don't know. In my opinion, we're more with the recipe. We're more with the like the dry beans. The lata beans is more the Puerto Ricans. The Goya, they like their latas. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother always soaked the beans, man. She always soaked the beans. She always had that, the herb, this making the sauce, making the sazon, not the sazon powder, making the sazon from scratch, her own thing. Remember the smashes, the cup with the smash with the garlic and all that stuff? You know what I'm saying? When you make the sazon, when you make it, not the powder, not nothing, and then you put it on and stuff like that. It's a difference. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, man, tomorrow we back at it live again. We're gonna be talking about this. I'm probably gonna drop another video about this situation with Bud Crawford. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Y'all already know, man. For the people that have been following the channel, everybody, man, thank you for the prayers with my fams and stuff like that. Still going through what we're going through, but it is what it is. It's life. But thank you for the praise and stuff like that. I know I haven't been live with the mic and all that stuff. Been in and out the hospital, back and forth and stuff like that. I feel like I don't got the energy to do it. But today I just felt the energy to just, I feel upbeat today. You know what I'm saying? So let me go live right quick before I start feeling, get into this mental drain. But good looking out, man. Appreciate you. Love you. God bless. And on to the next.